And he puts in charge of the Treasury the head of the New York Federal Reserve. Geithner.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Okay. And in charge of agriculture, he puts a guy who was an executive for Monsanto. Monsanto is one of the most evil companies in the history of mankind. Okay? They're responsible for the genetically modified foods. Whether you know that you've eaten them or not, you have.
We probably have. Yeah, I'm against that totally. Like the growth, like the
yeah, they mix tomatoes with flounders because flounders are resistant to cold. They're insane.
Yeah.
Okay, 90% of the canola grown in Canada now is genetically modified. Okay?
And tell me your name again because I do want.
Garko, G-A-R-K-O, Garko. My website is trueconfessions.info, and on that website, you don't have to listen to me. Okay, who am I? You don't know me.
You're important as well. You know, you're a person.
But if you go to my website, you'll see the culprits like Rockefeller and Brzezinski and the psychiatrists and who else? Clinton and Bush and so forth, confessing their own crimes to undermine American sovereignty, create a new world order police state, and so on and so forth.
I just recently ran from mayor of Los Angeles. I didn't spend a penny and I came in
for true freedom for the people, a true democracy. Is that like what's your political side? More independent?
What I'm calling for is that people wake up. Okay, I would rather have a bill of responsibilities than a bill of rights. Okay, but you can't enforce responsibilities. Okay, so at least you guarantee their rights, but then you take them away because they're not taking responsibility. What you really need is people taking responsibility. Then they can be free and they can have liberty.
Do you think, like he has said, change, doesn't occur overnight because so much stagnation had, become. Do you think in years that he will? I think he could be like a very idealist. He's very enthusiastic and energetic towards the change.
No, you got to get past his smile. You got to get past his smile and his smooth way of talking. It's hypnotism, okay?
But do you think, can I just...
No, I don't have any faith in this man's character at all.
So is it him or the system? Like the system has stagnated.
He's a creation of the system.
So that system has been like, there for like over 300,
right.
Well, not 300, but like 200. So what I mean is, you can't change it like 200 years overnight. We have to help. I believe that you, like me, and
the first thing you do, is you get more congressmen to support Ron Paul's bill to audit the Federal Reserve. There's already 29 congressmen on the House of Representatives that have expressed support for Ron Paul's bill to audit the Federal Reserve. It's never been done in the history of the Federal Reserve since 1913 and the founding of the Federal Reserve. They were never audited. The actual Federal Reserve Act says in 20 years it's supposed to be reviewed to see whether it was a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, that was never done.
So you want, I think I'm going to be persistent. I'm going to put this out there because I don't see this type of, stuff. I see it a little bit here and there on, so I look on current news, that current TV and other places where there's like freespeech.com and other stuff where like stuff that doesn't get into the mainstream. So after I look on your site, I'll email you. I don't know if you have a card or something because I like this type of, because I want to have these
please do
discussions and just to so you can give that to someone else.
Okay.
So. And I think this is what America is all about, and that's about coming, not hiding stuff. And then sometimes I think, I don't know, maybe the vice president is also in charge, and they do probably have, it's always been the Democrats and the Republicans. And I know
Biden is real bad news too. After the Oklahoma bombing, he drafted his own Patriot Act in 1993 or whenever.
Okay.
So he's a real bad character as well. Definitely not interested in the freedom of the people. Definitely not.
Well, thank you, Mr. Garko.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you for talking to us.
Okay.
Because we like to present all different views. Because if we only had one view, then everything, the world would be a perfect place. So.
Thank you very much. Everything that I've said is documented. You can do your own research. Don't listen to me. That's not what I'm out here to do, is to get people to listen to me. I don't want to be the next Obama, okay? I want you to do your own research.
And what I'm going to try to, I think, because I've been writing letters about other situations to the government, to create awareness about even diversity and a lot of other things. And definitely, I think a lot more people should be, doing that or putting whatever the concerns are out there, because not everyone knows everything. So thank you so much for talking to us.
Patriotism is dissent. Don't forget that. It's not wrapping yourself in a flag. It's saying, this is my country, and if the government is doing something that doesn't represent me and doesn't represent my country, then I have a responsibility to do something about that.
And I think the President Obama has also said, people have a right to disagree with him, and that's, I think, a little bit refreshing in that. I mean, I'm sure everyone has good and bad sides, and I think in part that's just my opinion, is he's maybe trying, you probably will say that I'm wearing rose-colored glasses.
Well, I'll tell you this. Are we still on?
Yes.
All these people over here, none of them were afraid. One of them even insulted my friend from over there, but he wouldn't walk up to talk to us, okay? A number of them were not willing to have a discussion with us or to take our information. What that tells me is that their belief in this man is actually very fragile. They are praying, they are hoping, they are, doing whatever they can to keep their delusion alive. But if anything challenges that delusion, they'll shatter.
Yes, that is kind of dangerous, I believe, because you can't accept everything blindly. I believe strongly in that you have to question. And for me, from what I've seen of President Obama, I know the politics are so crazy or whatever, that he does maybe, he does want to listen, but I think everyone has to work together to say, look, we have to look at, these are whatever your party is, whatever it is, these are the things that need to be addressed.
But their plus side is that they are, their belief in the man is very fragile, or else they would come up like I'm talking to you, because I know I'm right, I know I'm pure of heart, I know that, I have everybody's best interest as opposed to my own standing out here. I mean, it's a little bit dangerous for me to come out here. Everybody here is in favor of Obama, and I'm saying Obama sucks. That's kind of dangerous. But it's their belief is very fragile because they won't even have a dialogue with me.
I think it's good to have dialogue. At the end of the day, if you can just walk, because you need these type of discussions, strong discussions where people disagree, and that's because if you agree with everything, then you're not, or if you disagree with everything, you're not going to come to a solution. But if you get different views and you find out why and what's happening, I think people are then even not getting the true form of democracy, which is exchange and questioning. And
these people have forgotten our Constitution. They've forgotten what made this country great. They've forgotten their own dignity in favor of somebody who is going to solve all their problems for them.
But I think what President Obama has said is he wants to help us solve the problems. I know people are looking for someone to play God, but I think what he wants, this is what I see, is that we need to solve our problems ourselves too, little by little. And people are not maybe willing to do that because they have an easy life that they want, someone else will take care of it.
Well, they're about to lose that easy life with this $1 trillion stimulus package. You can't just keep pumping trillions of dollars that have no validity, no backing into an economy without having anything other than a total destruction of that economy. Countries have been destroyed by their enemies in the past by having the enemy counterfeit dollars and currency of that country and pour it into the economy and wreck the currency of that economy. Okay? So, that's the oath to the Constitution says all enemies, foreign and domestic. We have some very serious domestic enemies right now.